Welcome to Jack Daniels. Remember, here is our Jack Daniels Distillery chip. Make sure that you ask for the tokens, the little poker chips. They're for free. They'll give them to you at the counter. So don't forget, if you're visiting, to ask for one of these. Host friends, so if you're thinking of doing the Jack Daniels tour or going to the distillery, please don't watch this video. It's just going to give a bunch of stuff away, be a bit of a spoiler, and kind of ruin your own tours. There is a tasting that's quite interesting at the back end of this. If you want to fast forward or check in the comments, there'll be some timestamps to direct you to it. But this is a Jack Daniels Distillery tour, just as we get into it. So we kick off the tour just by loading up into the Jack Daniels bus and doing a short
Distillery. Has anybody been here before? How long's it been? A year?
A few months.
A few months. Anybody else? Well, welcome back. I'm not going to be able to make up too much because she'll know for sure if I made it up or not. I'm kidding, y'all. Now, folks, I got just a couple of things I need to go over with you before we get started today, okay? Now, folks, we must stay together as a group at all times. Please do not leave me or wander off of the tour path for any reason whatsoever, because we are on the grounds of a working distillery. And security's going to be watching us at all times too, y'all. And I've heard their tours are not as good as mine. And they definitely don't let y'all have whiskey at the end of that tour either. But seriously, folks, if y'all have to leave the tour path for any reason whatsoever, y'all please let me know immediately so I can get you safely back to the visitor center, okay? Now, folks, if you have a cell phone, can you go ahead and take those out for me and place them on silent mode so everybody can hear and enjoy the tour? And this is a smoke-free and tobacco-free facility that includes e-cigarettes and smokeless tobacco. Now, folks, y'all are more than welcome to take all the photos your little heart desires while you're here with us today, anywhere outside and in some buildings. Now, when we get to the areas where photos and electronic devices are not allowed, I'm going to let you know. It's not because I'm trying to hide anything or keep any secrets from you, because I am going to tell you and show you how we make Tennessee Jack Daniels whiskey from start to finish. It's pretty simple, folks. Our buildings are not explosion proof. And I don't know about y'all, but I really don't want to meet Jack this morning. Well, maybe not that way later. Hey, did y'all know every drop of Jack Daniels soda anywhere in the world is made right here in our little bitty dry county? Moore County went dry during Prohibition in 1909, and we have stayed that way ever since. We like to say we're the wettest dry county in Tennessee. But folks, y'all aren't going to find any bars or liquor stores here in this little dry county of ours, but there are a couple of ways you all can obtain some Jack while you're visiting with us today. You can do a tour just like you're doing with me this morning, or y'all can visit the White Rabbit bottle shop when we get back, and y'all can purchase several of those fine bottles of whiskey in there. Or my personal favorite, y'all just become an employee, like myself and Miss Carlene, because on the first Friday of every month, our employees are given a pint of good old number 7 as a bonus for working here. And y'all, we call that Good Friday. And that's the only day we got perfect attendance around here too. All right, folks, if you look out your window there to your right, you're going to see just one of our 97 barrel houses that we've got scattered over 3,000 acres. An average warehouse will hold 20,000 barrels of whiskey. That's 53 gallons per barrel. Now, that's just a little over 1 million gallons sitting right there in that one warehouse. And our barrels have to mature in our houses for at least 4 to 7 years, sometimes longer for special edition whiskeys. Now, folks, I need you to make sure you have all of your personal belongings with you, because Miss Carlene's dropping us off, and she's going to make us walk from here. Y'all please watch your step when exiting the bus, and y'all thank Miss Carlene for the ride. All right, folks, I want to get to know y'all. Where are you from, sir?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Not too far from here. What about y'all?
Winnebago, Illinois.
Illinois?
Huntsville.
Oh, y'all are definitely neighbors.
New York.
New York?
Marietta.
Marietta, Georgia?
Yep.
Where y'all from?
Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
Goodlettsville, y'all are neighbors.
Franklin.
Franklin, neighbors.
Florida.
Florida? Where y'all from?
UK.
UK?
San Francisco.
San Francisco? Where y'all? Texas. Well, I got a pretty good little group here today. Now, folks, if y'all can't tell by now, I am from right here in Lynchburg. Now, if y'all have any questions at any time, y'all feel free to ask. Y'all ready to get started? All right, y'all come on with me. Y'all watch your step and use the handrails if you need to. All right, folks, if y'all look up there on top of that hill between those trees, you're going to see another one of our barrel houses that we've got scattered over 3,000 acres. Now, our first stop today, folks, is actually down there in the rick yard. Now, that's where we make our charcoal to allow our whiskey to drip through to separate us from a bourbon whiskey. Now, Mr. Jack actually made his charcoal out in the open in that very spot down there, and we carry on that tradition still today. So we're going to head on into the rick yard to take a closer look. Y'all watch your step, use the handrails if you need to. Now, folks, if you purchased one of those slushies before we left, they're at the bottom of these steps. But don't worry, if y'all didn't have time to purchase one before you left, y'all can still do that down here as well. If you're 21 and over, and we also have bottled water you can purchase as well. Y'all watch your step. Miss Tanya right here. She'll get that for you, and if you'll like to purchase a slushie or a bottle of water, she can do that there for you as well.
What would you like? Okay.
If you have that yellow wristband, if you'll see Miss Tanya here, she'll get that slushie for you, or if you'll like to purchase one, we can do that here as well.
Everybody good?
Anybody else want to purchase anything? All right, folks, so back in Jack's days, this was called the Lincoln County process, which involves the mellowing of whiskey through charcoal. And at one time, there were over a dozen distilleries here in the Lynchburg area using this method. And again, it's one thing that separates us from a bourbon. Now, we make our charcoal from hard sugar maple that we get within a 60 to 100 mile radius from here. These ricks, they come to us just like a giant Jenga game, and a rick is just a measurement of wood. Now, when our rick burners are ready to burn, we're going to take 4 of these stacks, place them at an angle, and we're going to put it under that fancy EPA hood. And y'all, we're going to set that sucker on fire. Can anybody tell me what we might use to help light that fire with? Anybody want to guess? Take a guess. Whiskey. We use 140 proof raw whiskey straight from the still because we don't want any necessary taste or smells in our whiskey. So folks, we only burn as needed, and we definitely don't burn on the weekends. So we're going to step right in here, and we're going to watch a time-lapse video that shows you this process. Y'all watch your step coming in. No, we don't burn on the weekends. Mm-hmm. Alright folks, so this process is going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete. Now our rick burners know exactly when to start cooling this down. Because if they apply too much water too soon, we get nothing but wet, unburned wood. If they apply too little water too late, well, we get a big old pile of sugar maple ash. And folks, we can't do anything with ash, and we definitely cannot make it go backwards. So once the charcoal's all cooled down, it's going to come out to about the size of a golf ball or large grape. This right here is still too big for what we want to use our charcoal for. So we're going to take it next door to our charcoal grinder, and we're going to grind it down to the size of pea gravel. By grinding this charcoal down to the size of pea gravel, this is going to allow the whiskey to drip through the charcoal versus over the charcoal. By allowing that whiskey to drip through the charcoal, this removes your oils and your fatty acids from it. Kind of like a home brittle system does for your water. Do any of you folks got one of those on your kitchen sink? Anybody got a brittle system? Y'all got one? Well, you filter water through yours, right? We filter whiskey through ours. Now, y'all, we have to burn 4 times, which is 16 ricks of wood to fill up one 14-foot vat with 10 feet of hard sugar maple charcoal to allow our whiskey to drip through to separate us from a bourbon. Now, folks, I want y'all to keep that in the back of your mind for when we get into charcoal mellowing a little bit later on in the tour. Now, as we come out the door here, if you'll show me that white wristband, I'm going to spray some whiskey for destruction in your hand. It's raw whiskey. It has not gone through the charcoal mellowing process yet. So that means the oils and fatty acids are still in here. Your hands are going to be pretty soft. But I need to warn you though, folks, if y'all got paper cuts, y'all might want to be careful with this stuff. Y'all come on out this way. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Alright folks, I want you to rub your hands together, clap, and smell them. Do y'all smell those grains? The corn, the rye, and the barley malt? Your hands are pretty soft too, right? Folks, that's the softest hand sanitizer you're ever going to find in the state of Tennessee too. Now, if you have a slushie, it will have to be completed before we get into Jack's office. However, before y'all start getting a brain freeze, we got 3 stops before we get there. All right, we're going to continue on down the hill here, and we're going to go find out why Mr. Jack come to this area to begin with. Y'all watch your step coming down. You had to point that out, didn't you? Snakes. I don't do snakes. All right, folks. So here at Jack Daniel's Distillery, we have our own 24-hour fire brigade made up with the state-of-the-art fire trucks. I promise these two right here, they're not it. They're actually located about 2 miles south from here. Now, our fire brigade is made up of full-time Jack Daniel's employees, and folks, we have not lost a drop of whiskey due to a fire, and we don't plan on starting anytime soon. However, those trucks, they are two, like I said, are two of our fire brigade trucks. The one on the right there, that's a 1919 American LaFrance. It's a front hand crane. The one on the left is a 1928 REO Speedwagon. That REO stands for Ransom Eli Olds, the father and inventor of the Oldsmobile. And I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of that rock band too, right? Y'all, that's also where they got their name from. But that truck still runs. So we use it to promote our brands with. So you might see it at motorcycle rallies, PBR events, some concerts. And if y'all come back to visit me around Christmas time, you might actually see Santa riding it in our local Christmas parade too. All right, we're gonna continue on down the sidewalk and we're gonna see why Mr. Jack came to this area to begin with and why we're still here today, over 150 years later. Y'all go right on up. We'll come back to this statue here in just a few moments. Y'all go right on up. We'll come back to this statue.
That was delicious. Oh my God, look how beautiful this is.
Y'all good. All right, folks, y'all come on in here. We're gonna be best friends by the time we're done here today. Folks, did y'all notice that temperature drop the closer you got up here? This is my favorite spot during the summertime. Now folks, before Mr. Jack actually came to this area, he was making whiskey about 5 miles south from here on a farm owned by Dan Call, who's a Lutheran minister. Now, Mr. Jack was the youngest of 10 children. His mother actually passed away shortly after he was born, and his father had remarried and had 3 additional children. Excuse me. Now, little Jack did not get along with his stepmother whatsoever. So we've been told before he actually reached his early teenage years, he would come to live and work on Reverend Call's farm. Now, Reverend Call had his farm. He also owned a dry goods store, but he also had a still on his farm. And little Jack quickly took up interest in making whiskey. Now, folks, these were the days before the Civil War and the Emancipation. And Reverend Call still was under the watchful eye of an enslaved man by the name of Nathan Nearest Green, who, along with Dan Call, would teach young Jack how to make whiskey. Now, most of this actually fell to Nearest Green, who's going to teach the young distiller what's going to become his life passion. And we're going to talk more about Nearest here in a little bit, okay? One more time, where's my whiskey drinkers at? Yeah. There we go. Folks, no matter where you're at in the world, if y'all have ever had a sip of Jack, y'all have had a sip of that water. Jack knew that a cool, clear, and iron-free water source was perfect for making whiskey, because iron will actually ruin your whiskey. It will turn it to a dull, blackish gray color. Now, there's other minerals in this water too, folks, because it seeps through the layers of the Tennessee limestone. Those minerals actually contribute to the character and the flavor of the whiskey. Now, that water right there, folks, it flows at 56 degrees year-round, and it's never gone dry. Jack used this very cave spring water to make his mash and to distill his whiskey, and we use these very same processes still to this day. That marble statue that y'all saw in the visitor center lobby, in the year 2000, we had a Tennessee artist sculpt this 600-pound bronze statue of Mr. Jack, and it proudly stands on a piece of local Tennessee limestone. Now folks, we wanted this statue to actually be life-size of Mr. Jack. Now Mr. Jack was larger than life, but he only stood 5'2". So we'd come up to the top part of his mustache there. Now folks, he did wear a size 4 man's shoe, which that is correct. Now this statue actually depicts a younger Jack with his hat off to the side. Some say it's hats off to the ones dedicated to making his whiskey the way he did. And others say it's the lifelong bachelor still trying to catch the eyes of all you ladies passing by. Now folks, Mr. Jack never married or had any children that we are aware of. And this is the only place here in this whole dry county of ours that y'all gonna get a free shot of Jack on the rocks. Y'all take your pictures with Mr. Jack. I've got more of them coming too, y'all. Did anybody want any photos with Jack? Well, if Mr. Jack was still here today, folks, he only recognized 2 things here on this whole property of ours. That cave and his office. Now come on in. You're more than welcome to take photos in here. This is the oldest building on the property. Not much has changed in here in Jack's old office, and that reminds us of many things, including using the best natural ingredients to make our Tennessee Jack Daniel's whiskey. Now we use corn, rye, and barley malt, but I want to talk to y'all more about that here in a little bit. However, quality was important to Mr. Jack, and he demanded it, and we follow that example still to this day. And we also honor his guiding words. Every day we'll make it the best we can. And folks, I want y'all to come in here where y'all can see these photos in here. So that photo there below the lights, that's younger Jack. The photo above the mantel there, that's older Jack. The photo above the desk here, that's not Jack. That's Jack's favorite nephew, Lynn Motlow, whom he's actually going to will the distillery to upon his death. Now folks, Mr. Lynn was a very wise businessman. He knew he couldn't make any whiskey during Prohibition, but he had to do something to make money to support his family. So he opened the Harbor and General Store down on our town square. So to honor Mr. Lynn, we kept the name the Lynchburg Harbor and General Store. Now upon Mr. Lynn's death in 1947, he's going to will the distillery to his 4 sons, commonly known as the Motlow brothers, Robert, Reger, Connor, and Hap. And in 1956, the Motlow brothers will actually sell the distillery to the Brown-Forman Corporation located in Louisville, Kentucky. And y'all, they're still our parent company to this day. They know that phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jack Daniel's is the #1 whiskey selling product in the world. Now folks, I need y'all to be careful around that safe back there, okay? Because it's actually killed somebody. Seriously, it did. One early morning in 1905, Jack come to work before Lynn, which was highly unusual for him to do so, folks, because he's usually out the night before at one of 2 of his saloons on our town square, the White Rabbit or the Red Dog, promoting our brand. But he needed something out of that safe before he left town for the day. Now folks, do y'all get frustrated when you can't remember your combinations and your passwords to stuff? I ain't gonna lie, I do too. Well, that particular morning, Mr. Jack couldn't remember his own combination to his own safe. Well, he got so frustrated he wound up kicking that safe and breaking his big toe on his left foot. Infection had set in, gangrene. Now folks, these are the days before modern antibiotics, and the only way to treat that was amputation. So they started with his big toe and eventually all the way up to his left hip. Now 6 years later, in 1911, Mr. Jack actually passed away due to complications of kicking that safe. Now folks, I do have a moral to my story this morning, okay? Y'all don't go to work early because it might actually kill you. We're going to head into the present, but we're going out that back door there, and I'm right behind y'all. Alright folks, so as I was saying in there, we use the best natural ingredients to make our Tennessee Jack Daniel's whiskey. We use #1 yellow corn because it has more moisture in it. The rye contributes to the spicy notes in the whiskey. The barley malt is the only thing that has an element in it. It's going to convert those starches into sugar and ultimately that yeast into alcohol. Now that loud noise y'all hear behind me there, that's our grain mills grinding up all of our grains. That tall building next to it, that's our still house. We have 4 40-foot continuous flow copper stills. The 2 smaller stills produce about 15 gallons of whiskey per minute. The 2 larger stills produce between 35 and 40 gallons of whiskey per minute. Now each one of those stills are lined with 18 copper plates, kind of like a spaghetti strainer or a colander. Our sour mash is pumped into the top of the still, steam comes from the bottom of the still. When these two contract, those alcohol vapors go to the top of the still where they're caught, cooled, and condensed. And y'all, it comes out as clear as that cave spring water there. White lightning, white dough, whatever y'all want to call it. Now folks, that still house is made for whiskey making and not my tour. So we're actually going to see this process in reverse order. Fermentation has to come before distillation. Now it's going to be hot, loud, and noisy in the next 2 areas, and we are not standing there very long at all, okay? This is areas where no photos or electronic devices until we get back outside. This is where our stairs start. Everybody still okay with stair steps? All right, y'all come on with me. How are you, Mr. Jed? I'm doing good.
You know who I'm talking about?
It's interesting going up the steps. You get the different layers of smell as you go up the steps.
Alright folks, so we are a sour mash whiskey. Have y'all made sourdough bread before or know how it works? Well, like I said, those are our fermenting vats. Again, we have over 60 vats that hold 40,000 gallons of mash. It takes 5 gallons of mash to make 1 gallon of whiskey. So we take all of our grains, our corn, rye, barley malt, grind it up, mix it together. We're going to add that cave spring water in, then we're going to cook it. Then it's going to go to the fermenters where it's going to ferment for several days before it goes to the still for distillation. Now we have our own proprietary stranded yeast. So we take the old, just like you would with sourdough bread, you take the old mash, add our yeast before we introduce the new mash to keep the same consistency. And again, those vats hold 40,000 gallons of mash, 5 gallons of mash to make 1 gallon of whiskey. We got leftover mash, right? Well folks, here at Jack Daniel's, we don't like to waste anything. So we take that leftover mash and we pump it over to what we call slop hill, where we sell it to our local farmers who feed it to their beef cattle. So it's pretty safe to say around here, y'all, we like to marinate our beef from the inside out. Where's my Californians at? Y'all aren't the only ones that's got happy cows either. All right, folks, we're going to go into charcoal mellowing. This is another area where no photos or electronic devices until we get back outside. Y'all come on in and gather around all 3 of these vats. Step up on that yellow platform. Y'all come on in, gather around all three of these vats, step up on that yellow platform. Good? Has anybody got any questions so far? Free whiskey. I love that one. All right, we're gonna head down this hill and we're gonna go watch a little video about our barrels. And folks, we're gonna do that in the air condition. Y'all watch your step coming down. Y'all hold up just a second. We got a bus coming through. You're very welcome. Y'all come on in, have a seat, and you're more than welcome to take photos in here. You're welcome.
I'm originally from Australia. So that's where the accent gets people confused a bit. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Y'all come on in, you're more than welcome to take photos in here.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Y'all come on in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all are more than welcome to take photos. Up here if anybody wants any seats. All right, folks, so our barrel is one of the most important pieces of our Tennessee Jack Daniel's whiskey. Well, we use a brand new American white oak charred barrel. And folks, we only use it one time because we don't want any necessary taste in our whiskeys. So these coopers in this video is going to show you how a Tennessee Jack Daniel's barrel is raised. Y'all enjoy this short video.
Here at Jack Daniel's, we don't put our whiskey in barrels. We entrust it to. You see, a good barrel is more than a container for the whiskey. It's an ingredient. All the whiskey's color and the its flavor is all from the barrel. That's why we go to the extra efforts made on our own. Crafted from American white oak. The rough staves are cut from the trunk and left to season in no name. The simple seasoning of the wood prepares the oak and contributes to the character of the whiskey. Next, the staves are carefully planed, cupped on one side, and the joints cut at a slight angle. Not a stake here, the barrel will leak, giving the angels more than their fair share. Now the staves go on to barrel raisers. Yup, barrels are raised, not built. The cooper fits together by hand staves of different widths, like puzzle pieces, 33 staves to a barrel. A seasoned barrel maker will raise 250 barrels a day. Now it's time to toast the crucial step, crafting a barrel that will impart the greatest flavor. Toasting releases most of the flavor locked inside of it, such as that distinctive vanilla acid. Our barrel is now ready for the roar of the charred hone's flame. As it passes through the fire, a natural sugar in the wood caramelizes. More flavor for the whiskey to draw from. Finally, a craftsman prepares the barrel for its end. Hoops are put on. The bunghole drilled. The barrel tested for leaks. And inspected under a cooper's watchful eye. At long for color and warm, robust taste we all know as Jack Daniels. We believe the barrel is so important to the quality and maturity of the whiskey that we go to the added expense of making our own. We hope you'll agree the extra effort is well worth it. Please enjoy the contents of our barrels responsibly.
This is called a barrel stave, just like y'all saw in the video there. Do y'all see that dark line right here? This is called a whiskey soak line, S-O-A-K. It actually tells us how far this whiskey's penetrated this barrel throughout the season. Because remember, that whiskey's going in these barrels crystal clear. So during the summer months, these pores are going to open up. That clear whiskey's coming in. During the winter months, these pores are going to close and it's going to force that whiskey back out into the center of the barrel. So due to the natural process of that clear whiskey going in and out of this charred barrel for the next 4 to 7 years, this is where all of your color and your taste comes from. Now y'all, like I said, we only use these barrels one time because we don't want any necessary taste in them. So we sell them to Scotland where they age their Scottish whiskey, Ireland for Irish whiskey, Canada for Canadian whiskey, the Louisiana hot sauce. Y'all had that hot sauce before? They marinate those peppers in these barrels. Rums, tequilas, wineries. You all can get these barrels too. Because down at the Lynchburg Harbor and General Store on our town square, right next door to it's called the Barrel Shop. Y'all, they'll make you anything you can dream out of these things. We can even ship them all the way to the UK for you too. They'll cut them in half just like this. They can make y'all some flower planters just like the one in the back there. Little side table to go with it. Y'all, they'll even make you a whole bar. There's a bar stools too. But y'all can get these barrels whole. But unfortunately, those barrels are going to be empty, okay? But y'all can still get a full barrel of whiskey. Y'all just tell Miranda told you about that barrel of whiskey, okay? But y'all can get this one here, just like this, finished or unfinished, just like that one in the back there. Now folks, if y'all drove a Toyota Prius here today, y'all can fit 3 of those size barrels in the back of that little bitty car. Y'all, we're heading over to Single Barrel Bottle and special release. Y'all come on with me. Those are those liters. That's a lot of Jack, isn't it, y'all? All right, folks, so this is our smallest and oldest bottling line. This is single barrel and special to release. Now, they only run Monday through Friday, but they'll work any type of overtime we need them to. Now, sometimes we do special releases. Have y'all noticed that some of those labels look like they're handwritten on? That's because they are. We do that right here as well. Now, our main bottling line is actually 2 miles south from here, and we run 7 lines of whiskey on that one. Y'all are some whiskey drinkers if we have to run 7 lines of whiskey every day. All right, folks, we're going to head out the door here. Y'all please watch your step coming out.
Which one is it? Is the only one that you can buy here? Like, they don't send it off to the...
Here on the property,
Yes, ma'am.
those will
They
be,
don't send it off to, like, anybody that, like, you know, the liquor stores or anything like that.
some of the taster series will be only here. Now we do have some that you can't buy in the U.S. at all, which is our malted whiskey, American malt whiskey.
If you're taking, I guess it's 55, like toward Fayetteville, that big place on the right, that's, you're coming out.
Yes, that's our main bottling line, yes.
I've been up and down this road in a vehicle for today's first time actually. So I've seen all your,
The barrel houses?
the barrel houses all down that way.
Yeah, and those are our newer barrel houses down there. And they actually hold a little over 67,000 barrels of whiskey versus an average warehouse of 20,000. All right, folks, y'all are looking a little parched. Are y'all thirsty yet? All right, we're gonna head to our tasting portion of the tour, and we're heading across the street here.
It's a malt whiskey. They don't sell it anywhere in the United States at all.
Correct.
Last time we came, they had one that we need to buy. And that was one of those, I think a single select or something like that. And it was the only one.
Good morning. How are you? Good. All right. So y'all are gonna be on that last table here. And there's and there's gonna be a bottle of water for you, okay? All right, y'all go right on in. All right, folks, y'all have a seat where whiskey's at. Y'all just don't start without me, okay? Y'all are more than welcome to take photos in here.
How many tours a day do you do?
It depends on how busy we are. We can do sometimes 3 up to 5.
You're staying in your sleep.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
job.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank you, Miss Janice. How are you today? Good. All right, folks, so since we are a dry county, in 2012, we had to obtain special permission to allow us to offer tastings to our guests. Now, with that being said, these samples you all have in front of you are yours and yours only. You can't share them with anybody. I get it, y'all. That doesn't look like a whole lot of whiskey, does it? But it is the legal limit that I can serve to you all in a dry county. Now, is anybody doing a tasting for the very first time? Perfect. Have you ever done a wine tasting? Works kind of the same, but we just use whiskey instead of wine. Is anybody trying Jack Daniels for the very first time? Never had it before? Perfect. Well, I hope I can turn you on to it today. I'm just kidding. All right, folks, I'm going to walk you through these samples from left to right. Your left, my right. When I start talking about the sample, I want you to pick it up. Give it a swirl. You're waking that whiskey up. Then I want you to nose it, smell it. And if your sample starts smelling the same, if you'll smell the back of your hand, you'll actually reset your sense of smells. Now, when you take this sample, folks, I want you to leave about a thimbleful on the tip of your tongue before you actually finish it. Because this is going to allow you to pick up on the sweet notes towards the front of your mouth, sour notes on the sides of your tongue, and finally that finish is going to come to the back of your palate and your throat. You all have a bottle of water there in front of you. That's to clean your palates between each sample. Now, folks, y'all may or may not taste or smell anything I talk about in these whiskeys today. And it's okay, because everybody's sense of taste and smells are 100% different. And we're not going to be shooting this whiskey this morning, folks. We're going to enjoy it, okay? So y'all go ahead and get your sip of water, clean your palates, and we're going to get started. So your first sample, folks, is the most recognizable whiskey on the planet. It's Old Number 7. We take about 175 to 200 barrels from different levels and warehouses. We mix and mingle those barrels together to make one batch to keep the same consistency in the color and the taste. Y'all go ahead and pick this one up. Give it a swirl. Knows it? You got those caramels, a little hint of oak. Y'all go ahead and give it a try. Caramels, vanillas, some fruits. It's got a creamy finish. Now folks, so number 7's bottled at 80 proof, and it's great by itself. But it's also good for making cocktails like Jack and Coke, Jack and Lemonade. Did y'all know y'all can cook with this? If your recipe calls for vanilla, put you some old number 7 in there. Do y'all know that stuff they call eggnog? You know, old number 7 is gonna make that stuff drinkable. A little bit of eggnog, a whole lot of Jack for me. And I apologize if I offended any of you who like that stuff. You gonna be okay if I put that right there?
Might not be there when you turn around.
All right, folks. So your second sample today is actually our very first innovation whiskey. It's Gentleman Jack. We released Gentleman Jack in 1988. Folks, it's actually old number 7, but it has a lighter amber color to this. Can y'all see the difference in that? That's because Gentleman Jack goes through that charcoal mellowing process twice. Once before the barrel and once after the barrel. But it only goes through 3 feet of additional charcoal. Because if it goes through that whole 10 feet again, it's going to strip most of its color. Because remember, all of your color and your taste is coming from that barrel. Y'all go ahead and pick this one up. This one's got some sweet oranges, a little bit of vanilla, maybe a hint of mint. The taste of that caramel, vanillas. It's got an exceptionally smooth finish, doesn't it? That's because it goes through that charcoal mellowing process twice. Again, once before the barrel and once after the barrel. So what y'all thinking so far? Liking it? Pretty good so far? All right. So we got 80 proof, 80 proof. Now I'm gonna take y'all up just a little bit higher, okay? Has anybody had single barrel yet? Whether it's single barrel select, single barrel proof, single barrel rye, single barrel proof rye, and also single barrel heritage. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Y'all try saying all that 5 times fast. Well, folks, single barrel comes from the very, very tops of our warehouses. We noticed that whiskey way up there tasted different. It was a little sweeter. So single barrel is actually bottled 1 barrel at a time. That's why it's called single barrel. Now, it's also going to, think of it this way. Hotter in your home attics during the summer, cooler in the lower levels during the wintertime, so that whiskey's staying in those pores a lot longer and it's absorbing more of those natural sugars. So all of our single barrels have a neckband on them. It's going to tell you what warehouse, what barrel, and the bottle date. Y'all go back to that same liquor store that you purchased that single barrel that you had already emptied at home. Y'all make sure this neckband matches. Because if these numbers do not match, that bottle you just purchased is not going to taste the same as the one you finished at home. Y'all go ahead and pick this one up. Give it a swirl. This has got some caramels, some barrel spices in there. It's got a long, lingering finish to it. It's bottled at 94 proof for the United States and 90 proof for most all other countries. It's enjoyed neat or on the rocks as well. Did y'all like that one? Woo! That would have been bad, wouldn't it? They would have been like, Randy, you done broke another bottle. Doing good so far? All right. Well, we go 80 proof, 80 proof, 94 proof, and we're going to go up just a little bit more. Has anybody had our single barrel heritage yet? So heritage, y'all, was actually a limited whiskey. Well, as of last week, it is permanent selection of our single barrel series. Now, it is made just like all of our other single barrels, but it is actually aged at 100 proof. instead of the normal 140. And the barrel is actually a high toasted barrel with a low char, so it's absorbing more of those. So y'all pick this one up, give it a swirl. What do y'all get in this one? Maybe some vanillas. It's got a kind of a brown sugary finish. Y'all go ahead and give it a try. Again, it's bottled at 100 proof. It's enjoying nature on the rocks as well. Did y'all get that brown sugar in there? You didn't get it? You didn't like it either, did you? She's like, It's all right. What do you think about it? Still not? Are you trying any of those? The first couple? Well, you might like some other ones too. It's okay. Everybody has their own taste. All right, so we go 100 proof, or 80 proof, 80 proof, 94 proof, 100 proof, and we're going to stay right there for just a second. Has anybody had bonded whiskeys yet? Whether it's Tennessee bonded, bonded rye, or triple mash? Does anybody know what a bonded whiskey is? You know what a bonded whiskey is?
So bottled and bond, so it's proofs to 100. Proofs to
Put you on the spot, didn't I?
Yeah, and it's bottled and bond, so the regulations on how they bond it, age it, and proof it are set to be
Correct.
a certain specification.
So back in the day, folks, people used to put prune juice and unsweet tea in whiskey barrels. Fill the barrel up with water, and they'll sell it. But they'll sell it to you saying it's whiskey. Well, the Bottled and Bonded Act came in 1897. It's more or less a purity stamp for distilleries, saying what you're purchasing, either you're purchasing that barrel or that shot of whiskey, is 100% whiskey. But for it to be a bonded whiskey, it has to meet 4 criteria. 1, it has to be mashed and distilled by one distiller. So that means Distillery A down the street can't make our mash for us and we bring it in. We have to mash it and distill it ourselves. Then it has to actually be bottled from 1 whiskey season. Now folks, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but there's actually 2 seasons to whiskey making. There's a spring and then there's a fall. Spring is January 1 to June the 30th. Fall is July 1st to December 31st. So that means you can't take your spring whiskey and mix it with your fall whiskey and bottle it, and vice versa. It all has to either come from your spring or your fall. Number 3, it actually has to be aged for at least 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse. Well, y'all, we checked that box pretty good because all of our warehouses are federally bonded. And last but not least, it has to be bottled at 100 proof, no more, no less. So the one you all are going to be trying today of our bonded series is actually bonded rye. Now folks, we have 2 mash bills, hold number 7 and then our rye. Hold number 7 is 80% corn, 8% rye, and 12% barley malt. Well, we kind of flip the script with rye. Rye is going to be your dominant grain. So it's 70% rye, 18% corn, 12% barley malt. Y'all go ahead and pick this one up, give it a swirl. Now let's try this one at the same time. Y'all go ahead and wake it up. Nose it. What are y'all getting? Spice. Vanilla. You smell the vanilla? Some people actually get like a sweet fruit, kind of like bananas or apricots. Some people get banana bread in this. Y'all go ahead and give it a try. Those caramels, a sweetness maybe of that vanilla with some dried baking spices in there. It's got a peppery finish to it. That's because of the rye. The rye contributes to the spicy notes in the whiskey. Now that's bottled at 100 proof. It's enjoyed neat or on the rocks or in your classic rye cocktails like Manhattans and Old Fashions. What y'all think? You didn't like that one either, did you? It's okay. Well, my husband doesn't like it either, ma'am. He's one of our tasters here as well. He's one of our lead maintenance men. And of course, he has to go in and try his whiskey. He doesn't like rye. And that's okay. He just doesn't like peppery things either. So I tell him, just suck it up, Buttercup, because you're doing the public a good service. All right. Has anybody had our liqueurs yet? Whether it's Tennessee Honey, Tennessee Fire, Tennessee Apple, and now our latest release, Tennessee Blackberry. Y'all clean your palates pretty good with this one, okay? So folks, all our liqueurs are best served chill. Our honey, fire, apple, and now blackberry. All 4 of these are bottled at 70 proof. So I recommend you all just get you a bottle of all 4 of these now, and y'all keep those in your freezer at all time, okay? So the one you're going to be trying today is actually our latest release. It is old number 7, but it's infused with blackberries right before it goes into the bottle. Liqueur, blackberry liqueur. Y'all go ahead and pick that one up, give it a swirl. Those blackberry notes, maybe a hint of vanillas. What did y'all think about that one? Smells good? Do you like that one? You gonna try it? It's okay. It's the best one. Now folks, like I said, all our liqueurs are best served chilled. I don't like any of my whiskeys hot, but that's just me. So my husband brought one home the other day, and I was like, I'll get my hands on that one. Right before they told us about the release, my mother-in-law actually made me a blackberry cobbler, and I was thinking, I wonder if that would taste good in there. So I told her she's got to make me another one pretty soon. Did you find a new favorite, ma'am?
That last one.
Blackberry? Did you find a new favorite?
I wanted to buy that one.
You want to buy that one? The blackberry? Yeah. We should have it in the bottle shop.
Single barrel.
Single barrel?
Heritage barrel.
Heritage barrel. Blackberry? Which one did you smell any of them? Which one did you like the smell? Blackberry was definitely the best in smell. Blackberry, what about you, sir? Gentleman Jack? Blackberry? Blackberry? Old number 7. Let me give you an air high five. I'm an old number 7 girl myself, too. What? Heritage? Heritage? Old number 7. Give me a high five there. Blackberry? 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 Old number 7. Did you smell any of them, young lady? It's all right.
I like the Gentleman Jack and the Blackberry.
Gentleman Jack and Blackberry. Blackberry? 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 Those are all pretty good there. Hey, did y'all know y'all can take our liqueurs and actually mix them together and make some cocktails without having to put anything else in them, just themselves? Y'all can take our Tennessee Fire and our Tennessee Honey and y'all mix that together. That's going to give y'all a Tennessee bee sting. Take our Tennessee Fire and Tennessee Apple. That's going to be a hot apple pie. Y'all take Tennessee Honey, Tennessee Apple, and Tennessee Fire, mix all that together. Y'all, that's going to be Christmas in your mouths. Let me ask y'all this. Are y'all coffee and sweet tea drinkers? Y'all can put Tennessee Honey in our coffee and sweet teas. Just be careful if you got to go to work, okay? Y'all don't go telling Miranda, Jack says I can do this in my morning coffee. But if you work from home, that might be a different story. What about pancakes and waffles? Y'all like pancakes and waffles? You can probably put all of them. Blackberry is probably going to be good if you drizzle that over that. What about vanilla ice cream? Y'all like vanilla ice cream? You can actually drizzle all of our liqueurs over your vanilla ice cream. Got y'all thinking, didn't I? That's right. All right, folks, I hope y'all enjoyed your tasting portion of the tour. There's a couple of things y'all can take with you, okay? Y'all can take this bottle of water here and this Jack Daniel napkin if you like. But, folks, y'all got to leave me those flight boards, okay? But y'all can get those down at the Lynchburg Harbor and General Store on the town square. And the White Rabbit Bottle Shop right up here at the Visitor Center has those glasses as well. And some of them are actually etched with the White Rabbit logo. All right, folks, make sure you have all your personal belongings with you, and if you do not mind pushing in your chairs for me, we got one more stop. I actually live here on the property. Now, his wife, Miss Ophelia, she didn't allow alcohol in her home whatsoever. Yo, she's married to a distiller. Well, what did Mr. Lim do? Y'all, he did the next best thing. He built a barrel house in his backyard, and we're gonna go check that barrel house out. Y'all watch your step, use the handrails if you need to. Hard sugar maple. Hello, Miss Dana. We drank all the whiskey. We drank it all. We drank all the whiskey, y'all. We saved you just a little. We drank all that whiskey. We saved y'all just a smudge.
I don't know if you heard it, but one of the guys is, we all look happier now.
You're always happy after some good whiskey.
How many tours do you end up doing today?
Depending on how busy we are, we can do up to 3, sometimes 4, maybe 5. They're so much fun. I get to meet new people all over the world. I'm actually a banker during the week.
Are you?
I am, and I do this on the weekends. So I'm a banker.
Wow.
My little grandson, he's 7 years old, y'all. He loves to tell people his Gigi makes money during the week, and she talks about whiskey on the weekends. I said, oh, baby, you can't be telling people that. All right, folks, so this is our smallest and oldest barrel house. It was built in 1938 by Mr. Lim Motlow after Prohibition was lifted, and he was able to get the distillery up back and running. He, like I said, literally built this in his backyard. Now, in the summer of 2021, we named this barrel house the George Green Barrel House to honor George. The plaque y'all see on the wall here, that's a list of all the Green descendants and current family members who work here at the distillery. Now, folks, we are going to go into this barrel house. It is a live barrel house. That means there's whiskey in these barrels. So no photos or electronic devices until we get back outside. But I do got one suggestion for you, folks. Y'all walk slow and breathe deeply. That's creepy, wasn't it? All right, folks, our time together has come to an end, but I want to thank y'all for visiting Jack Daniel's Distillery here on this beautiful Saturday. Now, I recommend y'all go into the White Rabbit bottle shops, just right into the visitor center to your right. Now, some of those bottles can actually be etched for a personal souvenir. Now, the photos y'all took before you got on the bus with me today is in the visitor center to your left. Now, all of our merchandise, our hats, t-shirts, and things like that is found down on our town square at the Lynchburg Harbor and General Store. That's our merchandise store. It's just a short walk from here via the pedestrian bridge, just right around the corner there. But don't worry, folks, y'all can drive too. But if y'all decide to drive, y'all please do me a favor, okay? Y'all please turn left at the only traffic light we got here in town, because if you make it to another one, y'all have gone 13 miles too far and you need to turn around and come on back, okay? Now, if y'all take those tickets y'all got on the bus with me today, and y'all spend a minimum purchase down there if you're 21 and over at the Lynchburg Harbor and General Store, we're going to give you a free commemorative gift down there. Now, folks, I hope y'all can come back to see us real soon. The next time y'all do, y'all make sure you can get you some reservations for lunch down at Miss Mary Bobo's boarding house. It's our restaurant, and we cook with Jack down there, and it's good too. Now, folks, we don't have any comment cards inside, but if you'd like to leave a review about your experience today, please do so on Trip, Yep, Advisor, any type of social media that you use. If y'all enjoy yourself today, my name is Miranda. If you did not, it is Penelope. And y'all come back to see us. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank y'all.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
My name is Jed. I'm the Senior Brand Ambassador and Master
Jed,
Taster here.
Nice. I
Yeah,
did see
that's what that is.
He's got the logo, the badge that you won. So Jed's going to be taking us through this whole Jack Daniel's Distillery series. In the next video, I'm going to throw that up as a separate one just to keep these in time. But if you're interested in checking that out and hearing from Jed, I'll see you in the next one.